Well, it's finally here, the moment millions were waiting for since its 2019 PS4 reveal, Marvel's Avengers. The beta, at least. The full game launches in September, but this is our first appetizer of what's to come, and, well, let's just get into the TLDW. Is it good? It's okay. Now, having played the beta for about 12 or 15 hours, I gotta say that I'm not really getting great vibes from this title. It reminds me a lot of the Destiny 1 beta, where everyone told me not to be so critical because it was just the beta. Then the full game came out, and nah, that's really all the game was. Also, we're going to be skipping the opening mission because it's been everywhere since the E3 2019 reveal, and getting right into the bulk of the game, where it seems like all of your time is going to be spent. But before we begin, I just want to get one thing off my chest. I'm honestly not a huge fan of them focusing on the MCU cast of characters so hard. We do get a new playable character with Ms. Marvel, but of all the rosters of the original A-Team they could have gone with, it's clear that the popularity of the MCU films have influenced their main cast decision. Which I'm fine with. I'm sure we're going to get more heroes over time, but right away this began to feel like more of the same I've experienced in theaters since 2008. Now, that's just a personal gripe. I wanted to get that out of the way. Let's move on to the gameplay. And Destiny is a very good comparison, though I'm sure people are going to get real sick of hearing it. At least here in the beta, it seems like all of your time is going to be spent at the war table, where all of the game's missions are stored and waiting for you. And instead of an open world location to drop into with various missions scattered about, you're given a small area to explore with maybe one or two main objectives in mind. And once you've completed those objectives, you're booted automatically back to the war table menu. Which kind of makes it feel like a mobile game to me, but hey, it's just the beta. Most of the mission types were very samey. Sometimes you have to protect a computer while Jarvis hacks into it to gain control while beating up bad guys. Or you'll be destroying their computer so they can't control anything while beating up the same bad guys. It also seems to suffer from the Destiny curse of saying that a new enemy type has appeared, only for you to track it down, and it's just the same mech-based bad guy you fought before, but now he's stronger and has a shield. And after a while, doing these same missions over and over got to feel a bit tedious, and it all came with very little reward for repeating them. And speaking of rewards, the loot system is your standard RNG drop mechanic with the same color scheme we've all seen before. Blue is better than gray, green is better than blue, purple is better than green, and gold is better than purple. Gear can be found in these chests that are scattered around the levels or dropped by powerful enemies. You can also break into these item crates of various types to receive materials that you're going to need to boost your gear and your character's power levels. Each mission will let you know what possible rewards you might receive and which items you're guaranteed to get. And I kinda like that because it gets rid of some of the praying to RNGesus that Destiny players are far too familiar with. But it comes with a downside that I didn't think was gonna bother me so much. None of your loot or gear has any effect on how your character looks. If Iron Man gets a new faceplate and you equip it, it's still the same faceplate. This severely limits the player's ability to express themselves in a persistent online space, and it becomes dull to the eyes after a while. Of course, you can buy skins in their marketplace with real money or coins you grind for in the game, but there's only so many, so after a while, everyone's just gonna look the same. Not a huge gripe for most, I'm sure, but it just really bothers me. Now, I'll say it again, it's just the beta. And I'm sure more mission types will be revealed and more expansive areas will become available, but as of right now, the areas you play in are very limited. They're full of invisible walls, or actual walls, that make you feel more like you're in a box than downtown New York or the woods of the Pacific Northwest. Like, there's absolutely no reason why Iron Man can't soar over the rooftops of the city. It just feels very limiting. But how does it control, you ask? So, the controls took me a second to wrap my head around. What one character does with the triggers or face buttons is not necessarily going to be the same for Hulk or Black Widow. It's not hard to memorize the button inputs for each hero, but I don't honestly see people doing this. I see the everyday player picking one or two heroes, mastering them, and then when they play online and can't choose that character because it's already been chosen, they're just going to drop out so they can be match made with someone that's not using their favorite. So I see this creating long lobby wait times. Most of the time that I was playing, this would keep happening, so I just turned matchmaking off and played by myself with the AI. And the AI isn't that smart. They're decent at reviving you when you're down, but stuff like this would keep happening all the time. I kept making it all the way down the map, and then I'd get mobbed and killed before realizing my partners just weren't with me. They were off doing something else. This game is definitely built with multiplayer in mind, so it would probably do Marvel and Sony a solid to stop pitching this game as a single-player experience in any context, because it's not. It's a multiplayer game. It's not a single-player game. But once you do get the controls down, it is very satisfying, flying around like Iron Man, getting off a sick combo with punches and repulsors, or grapple hooking from one enemy to another as Black Widow. It really does make you feel like a superhero, so my hat is off to the controller input team. It also doesn't ask as much of you as, say, the Batman Arkham games, which are fucking fantastic, but it definitely doesn't want you just mashing buttons nonstop. This will get you killed. Instead, you're gonna need to memorize some button inputs akin to like Mortal Kombat, you know, square, square, triangle, circle to dodge, then triangle plus R2, then square, square, square. So it's gonna require a bit more thought than just running around and, you know, punching shit. Which I'm totally fine with, because that's how I play these games usually, but again, I don't see the average person doing this. They're just gonna run in and start hammering face buttons. I also need to mention each character's special abilities, because this is going to factor into the team play of the core game. A great example would be Miss Marvel is a healer. She can spot heal her team with L1, where Black Widow's L1 will cloak herself and the rest of the team that are around her. Every hero has a variant on the bumpers that provide support to the other characters or let you pull off a super move, just like in Destiny, like Hulk's powerful clap, Widow's electric staff, which is straight up just a hunter in Destiny 2, or Iron Man's Hulkbuster armor. These are awesome. They do break up the monotony of the battles, and they add to that true superhero feel. So these were nice. These were fun. But you need to remember, the Avengers are a team that work together to win, and all of these special abilities and almost class styles really push that idea. And of course, the controls will change over time as you gain experience points and level up each hero. The skill trees offer a wide array of attacks and combos and new super moves, and it comes with all the usual bells and whistles you'd expect from a Destiny-style game. You know, emotes, funny dances, etc. But those are superfluous to me. What really matters is the skill trees, which do look like they're going to vary up your gameplay style, especially for us, unlocking lasers and different equipment for Iron Man. That changes your gameplay style up a bit more than just, you know, having simple repulsors. Now, I literally just finished playing the game. The beta just ended, and I'm making this video really fast, so I'm sure I'm glossing over some stuff, but I really just wanted to give an overview of my raw first impressions. This is all just kind of off the top of my head is what truly stuck with me when my playtime was over, so I do apologize if it seems like I left some stuff out, but these are the things that I figured anyone not playing would want to know before jumping in for the first time. There is going to be another beta that will include PS4 and Xbox One, and then I believe an open beta will happen for PC, Xbox, and PlayStation. And of course, we will go back and play those to see if anything has changed, been improved, or been added. If not, we're definitely not going to make another video. And honestly, that's really about it. It's a basic Destiny clone with Avengers characters, so if you have experience playing either Destiny game at launch, then you have a really good idea of what you're getting into here. In my opinion, there really just isn't enough for me to justify a $60 price tag. Maybe in 6 months, if they add more content or more heroes, it'll be worth it, but for now, I got bored really fast, and I had to motivate myself to play before the beta ended just so I could get the footage you're watching now. But like I said, we're definitely going to come back and check out the open beta, and we're going to review maybe the full game when it releases, if we get it. So, you know, hopefully this helped to answer some questions you might have had, and we are always down to answer more. So if there's anything you're curious about, anything my stoner ass may have forgotten to cover in this quick impressions video, please ask in the comments down below, and we will do our best to clear it all up. Other than that, I honestly hope you have a fantastic day. You're all superheroes to me, and we will see you next time.